This week in history, November 22nd, 1999, marks 20 years since Elian Gonzales and his mother began the journey that led to a historic U.S.-Cuba custody battle. According to Wikipedia, between November 21st and 22nd, Gonzales, his mother Elizabeth Bretons Rodriguez, and 12 others left Cuba on a small aluminum boat with a faulty engine. Gonzales' mother and 10 others died in the crossing. The biography channel recounts that 2 Florida fishermen found Elian stranded and the 2 other remaining survivors on an inner tube floating offshore near Fort Lauderdale on Thanksgiving Day. Members of his extended family took him into their care. Apparently, Gonzales' mother Elizabeth took him out of Cuba without the knowledge of his father Juan Miguel Gonzales. The extended family, particularly Elian's cousin Maria Lisas Gonzales, insisted that he stay in the U.S. and reap the new life his mother wished for him. Castro, the boy's family in Cuba, and eventually the U.S. government stood behind the father Juan Miguel, who wanted his son back. After months of legal conflict and protests, U.S. Attorney General Janet Reno, supported by President Bill Clinton, ordered Elian's Miami relatives to surrender him to the U.S. Department of Justice custody. Upon their refusal, Reno ordered a dawn rescue mission that unfolded in the early hours of April 22nd when federal agents, armed with machine guns, forced their way into the Miami home of Lazaro Gonzales and seized Elian. In the end, Elian Gonzales was flown to Washington, D.C. and reunited with his father, after which they returned to Cuba where Elian remains today.
The leadership of Attorney General Reno went to great lengths to negotiate a voluntary transfer. There was no alternative but to enforce the decision of the INS and the federal court that Juan Miguel Gonzales should have custody of his son.
What I ask is for Janet Reno and Clinton to give me an explanation. What would they have done if my father or my cousin or my brother would have not allowed this? Or if I, in that moment, God wouldn't have been in my sight, if I wouldn't have allowed that, I wouldn't have been standing here today.
He speaks highly of his life in Cuba and refers to the late Cuban dictator Fidel Castro as a father figure.
He is a father who, like my father, I wanted to show him everything I achieved, that he would be proud of me. That's how it was with Fidel.